verse. Add value to my work, check the volume on my work. You get what you give, and I'm loving all the perks. Easy gift and the curse, make them check another verse.
Yo, what they do? We back. Like I said, we back like we back like I never left. Like I said I was gonna hit you with another video. Let's talk about the Eastern Conference NBA Finals, right? The NBA Eastern Conference Finals, because the West, I don't know if y'all watched that game last night. Ugh. I ain't gonna lie. So let me say this, right? This is why I kind of like football, even though basketball was my first love, right? And I'd be liking football over, even though uh referees are involved with both sports, right? And we've seen football games be affected by refs, seen Super Bowls, but basketball is so much easier to change a game with calling fouls. You know what I mean? At the wrong time. It's so nasty how easy they can do that shit in basketball. And it pisses you off because we don't watch it for since I've been watching basketball. I've seen even the GOATs get help from refs. I don't want to say OKC got help last night, but I seen a couple of calls on that helped SGA, Shea Gilgris Alexander, and it was like, come on, man. You know what I mean? Got Minnesota looking crazy on how to defend this man. He good at drawing fouls though. See, you got some guys that are good at that. Harden, I remember when he was raw at it. Harden 1 year averaged 35 points a game in a season because that man was getting to the free throw line like he was shooting 15 attempts a game, bro. It was like, dog. You know what I mean? Like, it was ridiculous how many times he was getting to the free throw. Like, he just had a whole move he used to do that would guarantee him getting fouled almost every time. And then if you didn't touch him, he going to use the move and get to the lane and get a layup. It was crazy. But I'm going to give OKC um, they due diligence because they still overall played a better team game than the Timberwolves. Timberwolves are really two people. You know what I mean? I don't know where McDaniels was at. McDaniels' defense is nasty, but ain't getting no buckets from him. Rudy Gobert is all defense. You don't get no buckets. You know what I mean? Um, DiVincenzo has been cold for the last like I don't know how many games. So see, this kid Jalen Williams is a mean number 2 to SGA. He didn't even have a great night and still put up like 16 points. Then like I said in that video, boy, this kid Chet Holmgren, I'm telling you, is like I don't want to say like a superstar because he hasn't been an all-star yet, but man, when a man gets going, that team is like the light just turns on. And that's exactly what happened. When he started playing good, started making little easy shots under the rim, you know, when they started putting him in the offense, OKC took over. And then he can rebound and shot block on the other side of the goal. If he was a little bit stronger, he'd be a whole superstar. For real. That's his only weakness. He's just kind of frail. But if that boy had a little more strength, and he's hella young still, like, dog, I'm telling you, man, that was my little prediction. I said it, man. If Chet Holmgren turn up, they hard to beat. My coworker was like, if Randall play good, Minnesota can win. Randall played great. He didn't do nothing in the second half, but he gave you 30 points. You know what I mean? He ain't supposed to be the one leading the team in scoring. So and they still got smashed. So I still think it's gonna be a great series. Trust me. Anthony Edwards ain't going nowhere. He just gotta dig deep, bro. He gotta dig deep. He got a lead right now. He gotta turn his team into a great team. Get he gotta get the most out of McDaniels and the Alexander, I forget the buddy that's the cousin to SGA that plays for Minnesota is Alexander something. You know what I mean? You got to get something out of both of them. They need them to help Randall too. You know what I mean? And then Minnesota got a shot. Seriously. Nas Reed didn't have a great game either. You know what I mean? So Minnesota got the firepower though to play with OKC. But OKC just got this youth of this talent and youth mix that's ugh. And they got a lot of dudes with potential. You know, Wallace, the other Jalen. You know what I mean? Like, bruh, SGA, man, got a little squad. And then you not notice when they do interviews, he always has the whole team surround him when he gets interviewed. That's a leader. I bet you he tells them to do that. Like he don't want to make it about him, even though he go out there average 30 a night. So good job at OKC game one. Now, Knicks, Indiana, right? I expect a better game. I don't see neither one of these teams, but listen, Indiana, let me start with Indiana. This team, I think they're even deeper than OKC. Their 1 through 10 can all give you 20 points. The only person I'm looking, right? I'm looking at their lineup. The only person in this 1 through 10 that I'm like, nah, they'll hold 1 through 10. No, it's one dude, Jarris Walker, I see on here. I ain't never really seen him play like that. But Halliburton, Nembhard, Nesmith, Siakam, Turner, McConnell, Mathurin, Toppin, and Bryant, all pressure. You feel me? And they all got their way they play, but as a unit, these dudes play so cohesive. It starts with Halliburton. That's why I say that boy is an elite point guard. But he got help at point guard. He got other point guards on his team that are legit point guards. Nembhard is a point guard. See what I'm saying? But he's such a good combo guard, you can start him at the two because he can shoot. He can shoot. He got a little handle too. So Nembhard is a great compliment to Tyler. Both of them boys can bring the ball up and play point. Then you got McConnell also. That's your backup, official backup point guard. All three of them guys can play the one position, the point guard position. For real. That's crazy. Like a lot of teams, like that's why I was screaming about what I was worried about with OKC, because I was like, SGA to me is really a two guard who can play the point. But Indiana got three legit can dish the rock point guards and can put the ball in the basket. Man, bruh. Then you got a legit 20 per game scorer in Siakam who don't want a ring. When they need a bucket, that's what they go to, right? Nesmith and Benedict Mathurin, they're like both of them are solid defenders, and but they can give you buckets. I'm telling you, man. Then you got a legit center in Miles Turner, right? He can shoot the three. He protects the rim. He rebounds. He's been there for a while too. Like he came in, I think 1 year college. One of them guys are one and done's, but he's been in Indiana. I want to say longer than Halliburton, for real, and holding it down. They just gave him extension this offseason. Like that's how good he is. He's solid, bro. That's the type of. I'm a Heat fan. You know, I live in Miami. I've been a Lakers fan, but I've brought the Heat with me because I love the Heat too. I've always liked the Heat. Tim Hardaway Entertainment. That's not a coincidence. Penny Hardaway. That's another story. Um, um, the Heat be needing a player like Miles Turner. That's what they're missing. Like that center that protect the rim, can give you 15 to 20 when needed. But at the end of the day, does their job at the five. And then they got this kid Thomas Bryant behind him. He's solid, big man. So I've been screaming Indiana for a while, bro. For real. I like Indiana. That if you a basketball lover, I love the game of basketball. This team plays basketball the right way. It's a squad. It ain't one nigga. They always show Tyler, but Tyler's a true point guard. He don't average 30 a game. He might get 20, but he gonna give you 10 assists. Easy, right? And when he get hot, he make that he killed he killed Boston. He killed Boston. When it was time to end them boys, no, I'm sorry, that was the Knicks. Who Indiana played? before they got Cleveland. He killed Cleveland in that elimination game. That boy got to spraying threes like Curry. I didn't even think he could shoot like that. That man got so hot, it was ridiculous. He hit like 6 3 straight, like bomb, 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 bomb. See y'all later. You feel me? So he showed a killer right there. Like I respect that. You know what I mean? Now the Knicks, right? First of all, I love this little Villanova thing they got going on over there. They did that shit last year when they had DiVincenzo, Hart, and Brunson. This Villanova thing they got going on, and for y'all who don't really, that's why like you got to understand basketball, college basketball, and NBA, right? Villanova, when these guys played, they won championships. They won two. If it's, I think it's 2 out of 3. They won it. They didn't win it back to back, but it was like 2 out of 3 years. And it was these same dudes, Brunson, Bridges, and Hart. You know, before it was DiVincenzo. They replaced DiVincenzo. He went to Minnesota and replaced him with Bridges. But them boys won championships together. I like how they did that, bruh. It was college teammates. And the Knicks had a deep run last year. But it says a lot about the coach who coached them at Villanova, and he was a great coach. Like Villanova was a solid program before he got there, but he turned them up. He made them. He could be coaching the NBA if he wanted to. His name is Jay Wright, and he obviously did a damn good job because the Knicks organization seen it fit to keep these guys together. They do this shit in football now. You'll see guys get drafted from the same team. You know, they'll try to if you can pull it off. You know what I mean? Because sometimes guys play together. They know systems together. They'll learn this new system together because of the old system they ran together at the lower level. So the Knicks got this thing with this Villanova thing with them three. I love it. For real. But the man though is Brunson. I see why they named him Clutch Player of the Year. For real, for real. I see why he got that title. That man is such a killer when he want to be. I'm talking about you can't teach that stuff. And he got such a bag of, like, he's not the quickest dude on the court. He's not the tallest. You already know that. The man's like maybe 6'1". But his bag is retarded. And he played a point guard. Like he's a point guard. He'll distribute the rock, but because he's the Knicks' best player, they tell him, "Boy, we need you to go out here and win this game." That man gonna go out there and win the game, bro. He like the Knicks ain't had a player like this in a while, man. For real. Like I don't even. He keep doing what he doing at the rate he doing it. I know a lot of Knicks fans might feel the type of way if I say he better than Patrick Ewing, but man, the dude is like putting the team on his back, bro. When Pat played, Pat had some guys with him. You know what I mean? That's really who they're gonna compare him to is that Nick era, but that Nick era could never get past Michael Jordan, right? And the one time they did, that's because Mike retired. You know what I mean? But then they got beat in the finals to Olajuwon. But and he got a little unit too, but he the by far like well, I don't watch him win games. But Bridges was a great pickup. Mikal Bridges was I'm talking about him, OG, Anunoby, bruh. Then they starting five is nice, bro. I'm looking at it right now. Brunson's, Bridges, Hart, Anunoby, and then Karl Anthony Towns. That's the key for them. Karl Anthony Towns got to play like an all-star. He can't get outplayed by Miles Turner in that paint. The problem with Karl Anthony Towns is sometimes he don't bang in the paint. Like he can give you 25 and 10 rebounds, but you need him to hold down that paint though. You need some shot blocking. You know what I mean? He gonna get you some rebounds. He's solid with the rebounding, but he's not a rim protector. You know what I mean? Sometimes he plays too outside for my liking. He needs to get in that middle area because he can't dribble. He got a bag of, you know what I mean. But sometimes you want your big man to be a big man. Get down in there because this team got a big man, and I need you to bang with him down there. You know what I'm saying? And that's what he gonna face with Turner. Turner got a little outside game too. He's not gonna dribble it, but he can shoot the three. He can shoot like jumpers. His jumper game is decent, decent for real. He'll bang them shits. You know what I mean? But he'll get in that paint too. You know what I'm saying? And Carl Anthony Towns gonna have to match that. That's gonna be the matchup to watch. Really. And I love that. That's what basketball should be about. I love the outside play, but you need a big man, dog, to do what big men do: rebound, protect the rim, make a person scared to go inside. You know what I'm saying? Like you need that, bro. I know we love to watch these guards dribble it around and do all this and that with their handle, but them big men are so undervalued, especially when it's like guys like I mentioned, Miles Turner in Indiana, or Adams played for Houston. I remember he played for OKC. You know, I'm kind of trying to think of big men there. The one that Zubac that played for the Clippers, he had an out all-star level year this year. That's why the Clippers were raw. You know what I mean? Yeah, you got Leonard and Harden, but Zubac ended like handling the paint. You need somebody to do that. You think it's dirty work, but it's essential. It's crucial. It's like offensive line in football. It's the job to open up the shit for the guards and make the defense be defense. You ain't got no real defense. You got nobody to protect that rim, man, to rebound and at least act like you're gonna block a shot or two. You know. But also, what the key for the Knicks is who gonna help them on that bench. See, that's the difference. Indiana go deep, man. Indiana, I'm talking about that second unit is pressure. New York, you got to hope you get something out of Cameron Payne and McBride and Shamet. You see what I'm saying? Like, I'm almost solid. They only play like 7 of these dudes. I ain't been paying attention to their bench. I pay attention to Brunson getting hella minutes. I know he gets hella minutes. He's still kind of young, but Indiana gonna run, so Brunson got to keep up with that. You know what I'm saying? Indiana run. They got so much offense and guys that can play. They high pace, high basketball movement, a lot of passing. You know what I'm saying? So, but the Knicks play hella D. The Tom Thibodeau, their coach, that's what he's known for. He's a defensive guru. Guru. You know what I mean? Like the Knicks gonna play defense, boy. So, mm, I if I make a prediction, I hate to be one of them guys to tell you about the powers that be, and I don't want to use the word conspiracy, but the NBA, it's so much more money to see New York in the final than Indiana. It's just what it is, bro. New York, the biggest city in the United States. You see how packed New York, the Madison Square Garden, Madison Square Garden for how long it's been since they won a championship is still the most famous court in the NBA. See what I'm saying? Like it's just New York. They get there, it's just gonna be a lot more ratings. We will watch Indiana in the finals though. If you love basketball, you're gonna respect. And Indiana's a good team, and they were good last year. They've been good, really. They're historically been good. When the Reggie Miller days, and they just been good. You know what I'm saying? Um, Matter of fact, if I remember, Larry Bird at one time was like one of their GMs, you know, president. I don't know if he's still associated. It might not be the case no more. I'm sorry. I apologize if I'm misinforming you or if it's been that long. If that's not the case no more. But Indiana's always been a solid organization in basketball. They just ain't won no rings. You know what I mean? I remember when they brought in Paul George. You know what I mean? And they had that other kid before Paul George, and he got hurt, and Paul George became the man. You know what I'm saying? Reggie Miller. Like Indiana's always been a basketball. The state of Indiana like they love basketball in that state. Period. So, but the NBA gonna want to see for money purposes. That's why Danner just want to give it to the Knicks. Brunson is like right behind Anthony Edwards as far as like the new face of the NBA. Right? I'd argue between Anthony Edwards, Brunson, and then damn, my mind be going. Oh boy, you smoke too much trees. Uh, my man that played for the Celtics. You feel me? That's like the guys they want to see like be the guy. You know what I mean? SGA, for him to be the leading scorer, he doesn't have that charisma. He's too focused. They could make him that guy though, but I don't know. I mean, you just don't understand how that it's a business. You know what I'm saying? Like, who? And I'm sorry, I forgot my man's name, Jason Tatum. That's crazy. That's crazy. We just sat there and watched the nigga. You know what I mean? You got to excuse my memory. I don't smoke that shit off, man. For real, for real. I don't care what your nigga tell you. We fuck with your memory, nigga. You know what I'm saying? I don't smoke no more. I had to stop. You smoke too much. All right, so uh, um, SGA, but the league don't want to see the Knicks in there. I could just feel it in my soul. You know what I mean? But Indiana, I'm gonna be real. I'm gonna pick who I want to see win. Who I think is a better basketball team. I think the Indiana is. I think if you want to see basketball at its finest and watch and you're gonna watch youth, right? It should be Indiana against OKC. You're just gonna see like hooping for real. Both young, deep, both sides. Yeah, that's what I want to see, dog. You know what I'm saying? That's what I want to see. But the NBA to make its maximum dollars and market it, it will be Minnesota against New York. You can sell Anthony Edwards against Brunson. Edwards is the new. We all love the boy. Everybody love the kid. I love him too. But after watching that last night, his team ain't deep enough, man. It is not. OKC did not have a great night and still won by a dub. Damn near 30. I don't know. So let's see. Game 1 tonight. Knicks, Indiana. Your boy easily done. I'm out.